Welcome to Which One is Better. So today's is about chicken. And I know that doesn't give a lot of insight to what about chicken. But I think we should have a little friendly debate on fast food chicken. Because there's a lot of places that do mainly chicken. We got Chick-fil-A. We got Popeyes. We got Church's. We got Bojangles if you're really trying to get into it. And so I thought it'd be fun to break it down. Out of my fave. Oh, I forgot we got KFC too. Out of the 5 that I just mentioned, I'm gonna have to go Chick-fil-A. And look, I know that's about the whitest thing I could have ever said. And I know that it's white. I know that it's white. But here's the second thing I'll say before I defend Chick-fil-A. Is my second is Bojangles. So I make up for it by saying you only love Bojangles if you grew up next to one. And Bojangles hits different. Their fries hit different. Like if we're comparing fries between Chick-fil-A and Bojangles, I'm going Bojangles, period. Like there's no doubt in my mind about it. But as an overall, where I go the most and what I like going to, it's Chick-fil-A. And the reason that is because if I want something healthy, Chick-fil-A has options. They got bomb salads. They got bomb wraps. Their grilled nugs arguably can stand against their fried nugs, which I know everybody tries to act like they're not fried. Like my buddy Mike who works at Chick-fil-A, he's like, they're not fried, they're air fried. And I'm like, well, fried is in the name of air fried. You still put those nuggets in oil and then, yeah, you put them in an air fryer, but that's still frying them. Just because they're not submerged in oil doesn't mean that they're not fried. They're still fried. They're fried adjacent. They're a little bit less fried. So Chick-fil-A gives me options to be healthy, which is why I go there more consistently. Also, they do an Arnold Palmer. Again, making me sound white because that's a kind of a fancy soft serve drink. But that Arnold Palmer slaps. And if you don't know what an Arnold Palmer is, it's basically tea and lemonade, like half and half. But they also have sweet tea and lemonade, so you can make it sweet, or you could do unsweetened. And then they also have like a sugar, it's not sugar free, but like less sugar lemonade or something like that. Which if I'm really trying to like bum it out and just get a little bit of what I like, I'll do that. But it's just not as good. But I will say though, on the downside, their fries are booty. Booty. Those fries are the worst fries in the game. And people try to come for me. Like, man, I said this on Instagram the other day, and when I say the other day, like 4 years ago, because after my experience of saying what I said on Instagram, I was like, I'm never bringing up Chick-fil-A fries again, but here we are. We've arrived again at talking about Chick-fil-A fries. They're the worst. They're chalky. Half the time, they ain't even got salt on them. I'm like, where's the salt? And everybody's like, it's about the sauces. It's about the sauces. I'm like, the fry and the potato should stand alone. It should be able to stand alone and weather the storm on its own. And I shouldn't have to smother it in Chick-fil-A and honey roasted barbecue to make the fry taste good. It's a potato. I'm a potato. It's a potato. There's not a potato that I've met that I don't like, except for Chick-fil-A French fries. They're the worst. Now, do I eat them every time? Absolutely. Like, it's a potato. At the end of the day, and it doesn't matter how bad it is, my mental game is like, it's a French fry and I want to eat it, even though I know it's trash and garbage. But their fries are trash. Moving on to Bojangles. Bojangles is so underrated. So underrated. Like, people always try to put Popeyes and Chick-fil-A against each other, but like, I don't know if there's just not enough Bojangles, so people don't really know what's up or like what, but when you go into like the South, I think there's a few in the Midwest, and it's late night, not too late because they don't stay open like crazy hours, but it could be the middle of the day. It could be after church. Bojangles is where it's at. Their chicken's fire. I mean, you got to know the right ones to go to, that's for sure, because there's obviously some that are just like, yo, y'all F this up, like this ain't right. But it's one of those things, though, if you know the right ones to go to, it hits every time. It's just inconsistent. Their fries aren't inconsistent, though, Chick-fil-A. Their fries aren't inconsistent. Their fries are pretty much bomb everywhere. But it's a little inconsistent on the chicken side of what you're going to get. So I think third, fourth, and fifth kind of mix around a little bit for me. Like, Popeyes hits sometimes, but again, Popeyes is inconsistent to me. Like, and also every time I go to a Popeyes, like, the person at the window is like hella rude. Like, they're just not having it. You're like, I'm trying to give you my money. Like, why are you coming after me so aggressively? Like, I don't know. So sometimes that turns me off to Popeyes. But I will say, and you know what? KFC is probably third, if I'm being honest. KFC is very consistent. The fried chicken is always excellent. The coleslaw is great. That's the only place I'll eat mashed potatoes and gravy that's not homemade. That's truth right there. That's a testament in itself. That might be neck and neck with Bojangles, if I'm being honest. Because their popcorn chicken slaps. Their grilled chicken's aight. Like, it's not that great. But their fried chicken, though, is consistent every time. And it's consistent everywhere you go. Like, you could... Literally, I was in Indonesia. And there was a KFC called CFC. There was a CFC and a KFC. They were right next to each other. And they had the same logo. You know how KFC has the circle, and then in the circle is KFC, and it's in red or something like that? They had a CFC that was right there. And I'm in Indonesia. And the KFC still tasted great. And that's the true testament of a corporation. If you could be in another country, and it still tastes pretty good. I also don't know what was in that chicken, if I'm being honest. It could have been anything. Could have been goat. I did have goat brain in Indonesia. Didn't really like it. The consistency wasn't my favorite. Ben liked it, but, you know, he's not a good judge sometimes. I thought the sauce was great, but the consistency of goat brain was a little, it wasn't even consistency, actually, because I don't really mind. It was like, the consistency was exactly what you thought brain should be. Like squishy, almost. Like very just like almost like a mush when you bite into it. But you're like, okay, that's like a sweet potato. A little bit. But it had a little bit more of a rubbery aspect. But not that much. It was the aftertaste. There was a bitter aftertaste. I was like, ooh. Like, it was like, I don't know, eating collards before they're cooked or something. Like, it was just not, But all that to be said, I didn't know what was in the KFC, but the KFC tasted great. So their seasoning transcends time. Supposedly, they don't even let the employees make the seasoning. It's pre-made and then sent out to all the corporations. Because my uncle used to work there, and he would come home with the seasoning, almost like a bag of flour. That flour, that seasoning mix, he would come home with like a big bag of it, like a flour bag of it. And my grandma would use it to like fry up chicken and stuff. And so they wouldn't even let the secret recipe out. So that secret recipe is transcending time for sure. I mean, I don't know how long KFC's been in there, but they've been here for a minute. So that's my order of fried chicken places. I'm sure I'm missing some because I'm just thinking this off the top of the dome, but I'm definitely going Chick-fil-A first. Bojangles and KFC tied for second. Popeyes and Church's Just depends. I mean, Popeyes is good. I like Popeyes, and they've got decent fries too. It's just like it's an atmosphere thing for me at that point. And sometimes too, their chicken's hit or miss, so it's like it's inconsistent. And every time I show up there, I feel like someone's throwing me attitude, and I'm like, I'm over here just happily trying to get a fried chicken sandwich. Like, why am I getting all this attitude for a fried chicken sandwich? Like, whatever. So, all right, that's Living Like a Chief. If you like this video, please share it, comment, like it. Comment your favorite chicken place, honestly, because I'm curious to see what people's favorite chicken spots are. Maybe I'll find some out that I need to check out the next time I'm in that area. But comment your favorite chicken place, and I'll see you next week. Peace.